Are you a fan of horror movies?
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
What about cult classics?
Your move, creep.
If you are, you'll love Shocking Things. Please search for us on all the major podcasting platforms. To see our social media and a direct link to our podcast, please go to anchor.fm/shockingthings.
Tracy Smothers, Harley Race, Tim Storm, Bushwhacker Luke, Bobby Fulton. The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 1, Bill Dundee, Supermex Hernandez, C.W. Anderson, Ricky Morton, Sir Mo, and many others share their stories of determination, triumph, and sorrow. Get your book today at Russellville.com or at Amazon.com. Russellville, it's where wrestling lives.
What is going on, everybody? This is Rick from the PWZ podcast here today with the Guardian of Chaos, and we're going to be talking about Paradise Alley's Point Blank from this past Saturday. How's it going, Big Daddy?
Welcome to the Chaos Lounge, Professor. It's great to be here on the PWZ, and what a weekend it was down at the Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling Training Facility. It was a night of returns. It was a night of championship changes. It was a big night. So to be here live with you, this was spur of the moment. This was very impromptu. This is breaking news. So that's why we felt like, we conferred just a few minutes ago and we threw it together. Well, actually, you threw it together. And here we are from the PWZ and Lounge. Point blank. Professor, let's get rolling, baby.
Man, this was a really, really fun show. I really had so much fun. Sitting ringside, it was match after match that was just phenomenal. My kids enjoyed it. I brought my boys, and they said that was probably the best show that they've been to in that building.
Well, I'll say that to say this, Professor. I was ringside. I was with Talkin' Tommy Sabin, my broadcast partner at Paradise Alley. I was conferring with Matt DeCourt. I was able to talk to the owner of Paradise Alley, and that's the legend, the veteran, from 84 to 92, Mario Mancini, and of course the return of a second-generation grappler, Mr. Paul Perez. To be able to see Paul, it's been a long time. He looks tremendous. He looks like he can get back in the ring. I wonder if Mario and Perez maybe bring back Roma and Big Steve, and we can get old school back together and maybe get a little legendary championship run at Paradise Alley, Professor.
I tell you, that would probably be a lot of fun to watch. I'd love to see it.
As you said, our view from ringside, there were a lot of people in the crowd. What I did notice at Point Blank, Professor, there was a lot of media there. There were a lot of photographers. There were a lot of people filming, a lot of people in the crowd. It was jammed to capacity. It gives you that old TBS Super Show 605 feel down there at Paradise Alley. And when you jam in 40, 50, 60 people into the capacity of the building there at the training facility, it literally sounds like it's an unbelievable TV taping. And then to have the talent that was on Point Blank, this was a card that could have been held in a much larger venue, and you would have had hundreds of people there. Your thoughts on the crowd and being ringside? And of course, I want to pay homage to the one and only Cesar Vasquez. To see him at ringside and his photography work and what he does for Paradise Alley, and then his work in general, it was great to see Team CC and CC herself and Cesar at ringside. Your thoughts?
Like it was probably one of the best crowds there in quite some time. Very electric. They were into just about everything they saw. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, they were just a very loud crowd, and that's always a good thing at a professional wrestling event.
Well, and the show that was put together and the storylines, the emotional investment the ring psychology is what I really picked up on after watching a lot of the shows on YouTube and on different channels, and then to be there for the live events. What you get at Paradise Alley, not only is it great, solid, intense wrestling with everything from legends to veterans to young lions to current stars, you get that hometown territory feel at Paradise Alley. And we're going to get on to later, I hope, of what's coming up with a double shot coming up this month, and a lot of different things happening in the IWC, and especially for Paradise Alley and the surrounding companies. So let's open up, Professor. You were ringside as well as I was. We had Matt DeCourt, the voice of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, looking tremendous. He's one of the best ring announcers in the tri-state New England Northeast area. Dare I say, the country, and why Matt hasn't been signed yet. He will be to a major promotion. You can put that in the books. And of course, the Zebras of Justice. Let's start there and give me your thoughts on the opening of PAPW and Point Blank.
I was very happy to see El Ref make his return. And of course, you got one of the best in the business there with Bill Thompson. And of course, Ref Q, who just kills it every time. You know, those three gentlemen are some of the best out there today. And it was great to see. It's been just about a year since El Ref has been in the ring. So it was very exciting to see him return.
Well, as you can see, I have my notes. I'm prepared. And don't forget, Jay Mendez. Now, there's no bigger enforcer as far as the Zebras of Justice and Paradise Alley. You're right, senior referee Bill Thompson, who's all over the Northeast area, one of the best referees, one of the hardest working. He's kind of a mentor and going through the business himself. One of the most hardworking, respectful, professional. I want to say you can call him a talent, but he's a ref, a part of the industry. Ref Bill Thompson has earned his stripes. You can see him everywhere. Throw in Jay Mendez, Ref Q, who's one of a kind, and then, of course, El Ref, the return of my boy, El Gallo Tres Huevos, El Ref. He's got the largest arms still in all of the Zebras of Justice, and perhaps maybe all of refereeing in general. So it was great to see those guys, and that's how we started off Point Blank, Professor. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, right from that beginning, the intro, you just knew that it was going to be a special show. And it ended up being a very special show. There was a lot of surprises throughout this event, and we'll get into the main event shortly, but I really enjoyed it. So you want to start breaking down the matches?
Well, I would love to. First off, you have to give a big shout out, I would think. Again, admittedly, I haven't been to a live event in a few months. The crowd is like family down there at Paradise Alley. I saw a lot of regulars, a lot of hardcore fans, a lot of loyalists, the independent business, to pro wrestling and to Paradise Alley. So to see the Paradise Alley family and the luminaries in the crowd, it was nice to see. And then people hanging out outside. And I believe the opening match, and again, we put our folks together. This was impromptu. So thanks everyone for being here live, no matter what social media platform you're on, and follow the PWZ. The Professor is one of my go-to podcasts for information, not only in Paradise Alley, but in everything in the IWC. So thank you for the opportunity, Professor, to give me your platform to share along. So we opened up with what I considered a solid bout between new school and old school. Let's take a look at hardcore beast from New England, Bull Dread, and Zachariah Gibbs, who still, you can't say green about Zach Gibbs anymore. He may be a young man in his early 20s, but Zach Gibbs has been in the business, Roma trained, Mancini brained for quite some time now, and has gotten in the best shape of his life, more aggressive. We're not on Rumspringa anymore, Professor. Okay, we're not sipping cocktails, going out to the bunny ranch and hanging out wherever Zach Gibbs was with the pineapple. He's back and intense, heel personified. We got into a little beef there at ringside, but listen, all due respect, props to Zach Gibbs and his return, and then to go against a 20-plus year vet who, as I said to him in the locker room afterwards, he looked like he was having fun.
Yeah.
It was second nature, like it was instinct. And I'm talking about Bull Dread, the former United States champion at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. It looked like, again, old school versus new school. I'm just giving you my thoughts, and then I want to hear what you have to say because you're ingrained in PAPW. And if you guys aren't watching the show that PWZ puts on with the Professor and Showtime Marcel Williams, you're missing a boat on that because I was talking to Showtime as well backstage, and I was giving compliments because you guys put out a great product, and I like the podcast, and to hear Showtime and to pick his brains and to see what a veteran like he has done in the business and where he's coming from and how he's involved in the different storylines and what's going on, a behind the peel curtain type look. Your podcast on PWZ with Showtime is worth the watch. But back to Bull Dread and Zach Gibbs. What a way to open up. You opened up hot. It was physical. It was strong style, double axe handles, a cutter by Gibbs out of nowhere. Things that I noticed in highlights. Give me your thoughts, Professor, because listen, I've already had a cup of coffee. I already went to the town dump. I have a Red Bull because it gives me wings. So let me kick back here because we're live, man.
I'm on my third cup of coffee today. Let's see if I can get this in the picture. No. Anyways, drinking from my official Alliance blog coffee mug.
I like the Alliance blog.
So, yep. Jake Cal does a lot of great work over there covering the NWA.
But what a way to start off, PAPW. Your thoughts?
I haven't seen Zachariah in a couple months. It was good to see him back. It's been even longer since Dread's been in there. I think it was late last year. So to see these two come in and then go at it against each other, it was a very solid, kind of hard-hitting matchup. It was a lot of fun to watch. I always enjoy watching Dread. Been watching him for many, many years, since early 2000s. Excuse me. Since was it ACW and NEW, and the guy, the crowd, that guy has got the crowd. There's people that come out just to see him, and that's freaking awesome. A lot of people really enjoy seeing him. Zachariah is always improving. He's gotten better since the last time I've seen him, and I really like this angry Amish that's going on with him.
Listen, Amish are tough people. He's a tough guy. You can't call him a kid anymore. And getting back to Dread, Dread was with ringside Gemma, who escorted Dread to the ring. Gemma is a great asset there to PAPW. We have a lot of managers and valets, whether it be Team CC, Gemma now in Dread's corner, an inspiration to the crowd. And Dread is just a solid grappler. You could see, like I said, I'm repeating, he was having a lot of fun, but you can't take Gibbs lightly. A couple things that stood out to me between Gibbs and Dread, who, like you said, has the following locally. The cutter, I'll call it a cutter. You want to call it a stunner that Gibbs hit on Dread. I thought that was it right there. I thought Gibbs had Dread. What an upset would have been. It would have been. But let's face it, Gibbs is used to upsets. He upset the legend, the owner of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling at the Mohegan Sun. So Zach Gibbs, that's why I say a man in his young 20s, hung out with Roma, trained with Mancini, has already been on the big stage, perhaps one of the most underrated talents in Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. And I'm going to say that to say this. Dread went over, but a hard-hitting match. And Dread, what do you call that, Professor? From what I noticed, because I went back and I checked it, Dread got Gibbs up into a backbreaker position. I thought it was going to be a Samoan drop, to be quite honest with you. And then he spun him around and hit him with a forearm blast that it looked like it took off Gibbs. Give Gibbs credit. He's got a jaw like stone to take that. But that was the coup de Gracie. Put it in the books, and Dread pinned Gibbs.
I'm not sure what that's called, but it is a really good maneuver.
I thought it was. Sure. I really did.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was going to be a drop. No, that's okay because I'll.
Yeah.
And then I was impressed with Dred's ability physically because, again, both
Mhm.
men, old new school, have lost weight, both in great shape. And then the running double axe handles that Dred hit on Gibbs also was nice. So this was a solid match. Again, I don't know what they go 8 minutes, 10 minutes.
Something like that. Yep.
Open up a good way to start off Point Blank.
Yep. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to and the crowd reacted to everything. They enjoyed the entire thing. So
The crowd was
that's
hot.
always a plus. Yeah.
Per-
Throughout the
Perfect,
whole show.
perfect for you, perfect for Facebook. And
Yeah.
again, I don't want to get too crazy here. We'll continue because I just a couple of points I wanted to make. But continue, Professor.
Well, in the next match, Jarrett Diaz defeated Sunset Steve and Mark Alexander in a triple threat. This match was fire. This was a great match. Sunset Steve is always improving, as is Mark Alexander. Jarrett Diaz might have a little bit more experience than the two of them, but these guys are really killing it. The three of them out there. Fly Nine Noriega is in the chat. Sunset Sissy. Oh man, let me put that up on
It
the
was
chat. Hopefully,
Fly Nye. Listen, Fly Nye's gangster personified. He's no one to trifle with. Hey, Fly Nye, stick around, my friend, because we'll get on to you're here covered in the notes too. And I know that you hang out with Greg Baylor, and you don't want to be trifled with. We'll give you your credit. So thanks for hanging out here. But back onto what you were talking about. First off, it was El Ref's return in this match. We're talking about it was a night of returns at Paradise Alley. This was the
Yep.
returning for El Ref, referee for the Zebras of Justice. He looked great. When he hits the canvas, I feel like with the size of his hands and how hard he hits the canvas, El Ref, that he's going to go right through it. But yeah, what an unbelievable barstool athlete hanging out with the bodega boy. No me joda, marico, muévete culo. I don't want to offend anybody. Mira, Jared Diaz is just hanging out on the ropes. I took a photo of it and put it on social media. Let me tell you something. Diaz is in great shape.
Mhm.
Sunset Garcia has come such a long way in a short time. He's in fantastic shape. All three guys. Alexander's in great shape. And for that to be a triple threat and be the second match to follow a traditional hard-hitting strong style opening with Dred and Gibbs and to lead into a triple threat, all three of these guys. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Diaz has been around the way. He's worked for a lot of different companies. Again, Barstool Sports. Was he on AEW Dark as well? Have we talked about that?
That part I cannot answer. I am not sure
Not
if he's
sure
been
about
there.
that. My
Yeah.
research. I don't want to. I don't like to be first. I like to be right. But
Yeah.
Alexander looked fantastic, and Sunset Steve. What stood out to you, Professor, in this match? And I'll tell you what stood out to me.
It was just a good, quick-paced match. There's a lot of really good spots. It wasn't overly crazy. This was just done really well. It was really action packed. It kept my interest the whole time. I went back and watched it. Then after I got home, I threw it up. I filmed it and I don't know, man. Between Sunset Steve and Mark Alexander and those two, I've seen just improve over the last few months and get better and better. Those guys are really great, and they have a bright future ahead of them. The two of them.
Well, a fast-paced style, no two ways about it. All three guys
Yep.
obviously know one, well qualified, well versed in their tactics, high impact maneuvers. Jared Diaz did go over. Now Diaz pinned Alexander, and I would call it an alligator roll. These guys want to. I said these guys. They want to call it a twist of fate, maybe when
Mhm.
Diaz Alexander. And another thing that stood out to me with Sunset Steve, who I had a chance to talk to backstage as well. Very approachable guy. I like the way he handles himself. His power bomb out of the corner on Alexander was another maneuver that really stood out to me that was high impact. And now we know that Greg Baylor, who people want to consider him a rookie, but he's had an impact. And where Finite comes around, he's also sticking his nose in people's business and creating a lot of heat at ringside with Baylor and his group of thugs. If you and Fly Night, that's just a term of expression. Not that I give a fuck. It is what it is, but I respect everybody. So that's what stood out to me. And Diaz to pin Alexander. Sunset Steve, what does he lose in this match? Nothing, in my opinion. He's got to keep his head on a swivel because he doesn't know who he can trust in Paradise Valley. Your thoughts on I know you said it's entertaining. Where do we go from here with Sunset Steve, Alexander, or Diaz? Because
It's interesting to
Alexander's been
see.
around, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where it's going to go with Baylor because Sunset Steve has had his trouble with Baylor over the last few months, and now
Yeah.
Noriega is in the situation. Inconspicuous by his absence was Mickey Biggs, the manager of Gregory Baylor.
You're correct about that. I saw the videos and the vignettes. I had a chance to talk to Baylor backstage as well. Again, very approachable at Paradise Alley. All of the talent, all of the family and friends, of course, the Paradise Four. And you're right about that. I want to give my prayers and thoughts out to Mickey Biggs because I know he's having a couple of health issues. I know he posted something on social media, so I can't really speak for the mixer, but our thoughts and prayers are with Big. And we hope
We
he
will be
returns.
talking about that. We'll be talking about that this Wednesday. He and I, Mickey and I, do a podcast every Wednesday talking about the NWA and much other things, many other things. So we'll be, I'm sure we'll be talking about that this week. So stay tuned, everybody. Wednesday night around 9 o'clock. Okay.
Well, that's good to hear because Mickey's a stand-up guy. He's been around a long time, and again, our prayers and well wishes to Mick. So you're right, Rick, because professor, if you will, you have been ringside for all the shows. You don't miss an event. I have to catch up through your reports and your videos and what you guys post. And a big shout out to Don Kincaid at the Kincaid Files as well, because I know he puts a lot of stuff. And that's why I talked about the people at ringside. I even saw the OG of videos out there. The Fogster was even at ringside. So a lot of different people it's good to see everyone connect in the industry. But back to what you're saying, I have noticed with Baylor getting into Sunset Steve business, where will that lead? Only you talk to Showtime. Where's it going to lead? Where's Showtime when you need them? Shouldn't he be here right now? I'm in the lounge. You see, I have Lord William, Stephen Regal over one side. I have Owen Hart on the other side. Books that I'm currently reading. I don't get paid for anything. I'm not shilling. But it has to be here in the lounge, man. Two great books, Professor, but that's another story for another time.
Yeah, this is a nice comment. Yeah. Shout out to Foggy and Kincaid, ringside OGs from Fly Night. Yeah, man. I have yet to release my footage. It will be coming up this coming weekend. I'm going through it now.
Your footage will be the entire edited full show official representative Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Correct.
Yes. Yep.
Because this is the home. Make no mistake about it. This is the home of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. The PWZ podcast, not my home, not the Chaos Lounge and Chaos Corner. It's the PWZ. Come on, guys. Pay attention. What's next here, Professor? The third Battle Academy?
The Tag Team Championships, the Hispanic Mechanics defeated Sean Knight.
Okay, let me not get ahead of myself because I'm going to let you tell this story because Jose and Hoseby, the Hispanic Mechanics, and what happened allegedly the night before with Jay Onyx and Sean Knight and the assault that took place at 662 Co Avenue down at the PAPW training facility. You let the fans know, Rick, and I'll give you my impression of what happened here. Big breaking news at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. New champions. Give me your thoughts on what was a handicap match. And Ref Q was also involved in this match and kind of got in the way, Q. I'm here to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of what I saw.
Well, of course, I think the video, did it go up the night before or in the morning that some two masked assailants attacked Jay Onyx and kidnapped him. So he was not able to be present. Sean Knight came out. He had both belts with him. He put up a hell of a fight, but it was just too much against the Hispanic Mechanics. And he ended up taking the L. And we have new tag team champions.
Well, I'll say that to say this again because I tell it like it is here on the PWZ. 2 against 1. It wouldn't have mattered if it was Jay or Sean or anyone else. Who's going to beat the former Team España, now the Hispanic Mechanics, who has been a thorn in the side of every tag team title holder in Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling? Let's not forget their legendary feud against the HOP and what they've done going back and forth. So we do have new tag team champions again. Ref Q was involved. He took a nasty spill, a nasty bump. The belts were used, involved. There was a lot of chicanery in this matchup.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. It's out there. Trust me when I tell you. I was ringside. And Professor, you know what I'm doing at ringside. You're too busy filming things, Professor.
No, I saw it. I'm kidding.
New champion. Congratulations. But it's under very tough circumstances here. And where do you think we go from here with the hate? And where the hell is Jay Onyx? Where's Jay?
He's probably still in the trunk. I don't know. After the match, they admitted that it was them. Yeah. So we'll have to see where this goes. Obviously, I believe that the Haven are going to get a match coming down the road. Probably maybe Power Play. We'll have to see. And then don't forget, there's also the Cadillac Ranch in June. So there's either one of those two events. I have a feeling there will be a rematch.
Well, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. The Cadillac Ranch. You're right, but hey, listen, it's your show. Who am I to say anything? I'm what Professor. Let me have another clip. I was hoping, and thank God we didn't have any technical issues. So I appreciate that.
Not yet. It's still early. It's still early. So let's not forget. Going next is we had two youngsters. Lorenzo Vendetta of the Battle Academy took on Mills Hendricks. I've said this many times on the show. Mills Hendricks made his debut last summer for Paradise Alley. He had only been a couple matches in, and he has improved so much in the last, I don't know, it's almost a year because it was in the middle of the summer, I believe. Maybe it was June or August or July or August or something like that. And he's gotten so much better. And Lorenzo Vendetta, he's got the look and he's got the skill, and he came out on top for this. And this was a really, really good match. I think Lorenzo's got a really good future. I mean, he looks like he is a professional wrestler.
First off, Vendetta, those are valid points, Professor. Again, the view from the camera lets me know something different than something what I view at ringside. You're talking about the viral one, if I say that correct. Mills Hendricks, impressive, in good shape. The Battle Academy has really taken hold of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Lorenzo Vendetta looks like, to me, a version of Ivan Putski, the Polish Power. Okay? He's built like a fire plug. He's in great shape. His wind and stamina. He has advanced so quickly. Throw in Skylar Gray. Throw in Jake Lynn. Throw in Hunter Tarka, who was not at Point Blank. A lot of rumors out there. We'll see what happens with Tarka. A bright future, a large individual. Let's take a look at Battle Academy. Vendetta, as I said, I'm comparing him to the incredible Putski. Skylar Gray, no one to be trifled with. Perhaps the meanest streak in the entire Battle Academy, Skylar. You look at Jake Lynn, who's just recovered and came back from surgery, or at least an injury, I believe. This dude is what, 6'4", 204 pounds, 250 pounds? Hunter Tarka, what is he, 6'3", 230 pounds? I mean, the Battle Academy, and then throw in the leader, the Red Lion, and we'll get on to that. The Battle Academy has really been a force, and Vendetta to go over on Mills Hendricks, like you said, the viral one, to get the pin. Now, this match, I believe, went about 10 minutes. Jay Mendez was the referee. Very impressive win by Vendetta, and I nothing but a bright future under the tutelage of Chris Battle and what he's done with the Battle Academy at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see, we went to a returning RJ Rude. He beat Greg Baylor.
I had a chance to talk to RJ, the pop punk kid. Again, a night of returns.
Mhm.
at Paradise Alley, Point Blank, to see R.J. Rude back home where he belongs. He looks tremendous. He was in great spirits. The positivity and the enthusiasm and the professionalism oozed off of R.J. Rude, and to see him back, and then to see him perform against a rising star who really, Mickey Biggs aside, has gotten under the skin of the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling fan base, and then throwing Fly. Yeah, he's building himself a little bit of a stable. I was impressed with Baylor. He pulled off some maneuvers, a beautiful power slam, a cutter slash stunner himself on RJ Rude, who, listen, RJ, the flying style, flying forearms, the super kick. And we go to the finish too, Professor. What would you call it? The super kick from RJ is unbelievable. But the pinning combination, front face buster?
Yeah, I
All for
don't think I've ever seen that before, but that's it was pretty interesting. I quite enjoyed that. Yeah, but this match, this was as good as expected. I thought it was a very good match, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
Baylor's advanced fairly quick, and his vignettes are very entertaining. He's quite the
yes,
character. Ref also on this match. You're right. To see Baylor go this long with RJ Rude again, who looks like he was having a lot of fun out there. Baylor held up his end, a little interference. Now, wasn't there an attack at the end of this bout as well, if I'm not mistaken, Professor?
yes, I believe there was. Yes,
Fill me in, because my mind is like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. I mean, I said before, I have amnesia and deja vu at the same time.
that part I'm actually trying to remember was the very end. I thought I had it. I thought I had it here at the very end. I'm drawing a blank on that one, but I believe that Steve got involved, and uh, there was a fan that tried to hold a chair back from Greg Baylor. I don't know if you caught that part uh, when he was trying to get in there.
Distracted at that point by the Amish talking
Yep.
Tommy Saban. If you saw him out, the Amish.
Yes,
talking.
I do.
What
I
is he
saw the
gonna
pictures.
be?
Yeah. All right. So,
Professor,
what's up?
Do we have a lag here on the PWC?
I think so. And there was definitely a truck that just drove by, so I apologize. Oh, man. Steve was laid out looking at the lights. Wow. Yeah. That's true. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Now it's coming back to me. Yep. He ended up laying out. He was not upset. He almost looked like he shoved the referee at the end, too. So it looked like he was frustrated as well. Thank you, Fly Nye, for
talking Tommy coming back, Professor. That was my original question.
Sorry about that, man. I couldn't. I didn't. You dipped out for a second. There is a little bit of a lag, I think. But talking Tommy's got to come back soon. Yeah, we got to get him back on here. Hopefully, maybe for one of the bigger events that are coming up soon, we'll have him on here. And don't forget, episode 200 is coming up soon, so there's going to be a huge show. Yep. Let's get into the main event, because this match is a 4-way for the PAPW Championship, Matthias's Heavyweight Championship. This match was amazing.
The Uruguayan sensation.
Chris Battle is your new Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Champion. Anybody that was in the building heard me pop. Yes, I was shocked. You can even hear it on my video yelling, "Holy shit," because I did not expect that third tap on the freaking mat. That's something that I really wanted that to happen, because I think that Battle is a phenomenal performer, yet I'd never actually expected that to happen. So when that the third slap to the mat happened, I just was like, oh my God, this was a phenomenal match. It was not terrible by any means or boring by any means. It was fast. It was quick paced. There was lots of really good spots. Bloodsaw, goes in there. He does his wrestling bit. Lucas Chase, who's another phenomenal performer and has a great future in the business. Of course, you had Matthias, who held that title for, was it 425 days? We got Don Kincaid in the chat. I am putting that up here. Mouth open, eyes wide
Don
open when that 3 count happened. Hello, Kincaid. Thank you for tuning in, my friend.
Listen, one of the people that I also follow, his YouTube channel. Fans, if you're not following the Kincaid Files, say that 3 times fast. And Don Kincaid, you're missing out. One of the top professional journalists, a little goofy, a little spacey, a little out there, but nobody covered. A little bit of an antagonist, maybe, Don Kincaid, but nobody covered IWC.
Hold on, let me just focus here a little bit. I want to show. This is for Kincaid here. My brand new shirt that I got here. See, so that's for you, Kincaid. My
wow,
rescue shirt.
Matthias.
What's it? No, it's my Ref Q shirt, and if there's a what's it? I think Kincaid asked me why during my social media post earlier. He says it now as well. I think you're the instigator, Kincaid. I'm sorry.
Well, I couldn't tell what the shirt was.
No.
Got the green screen or whatever it is, a beautiful back. But unlike me, I'm raw, unscripted.
You don't want to see my racks of shirts hanging up in my office, do you?
This is what you see. I can't see what looks like an entranceway, nice bright lights, a curtain in the back. See, me, it's this is reality, Professor. I don't care. But that's just me. I do things a little different over here. But Kincaid, follow him, fans. Again, one of the people out there that's unbelievable, along with the Professor. And we get on to the main event, the different things. Before
you get into that, let me just tell everybody here that's listening, watching, etc. Kincaid does a terrific job of documenting the whole Northeast independent scene between Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I know you've been to New York a few times, and I think he was recently in Maine. He does an amazing job. He films everything, so sometimes he's the only camera in the freaking place. So if you want to view great professional wrestling or anything independent wrestling out of the Northeast, go to his page. He does interviews with a lot of people, which is just, awesome. So always entertaining page.
Sure, a banger.
Let's get back on to the main event.
And a big shout out to his lovely lady, who I've seen perform for Shut Up and Wrestle and other different organizations, maybe Test of Strength, as an up and coming ring announcer. Cindy, you keep doing your thing, man. You and Kincaid could be the next power couple in the IWC. What do you think about that, man? How about that?
No, they're both awesome people. It was great to see them both in the arena on Saturday night.
Again, PAPW and the whole New England tri-state Northeast area, not only a hotbed, but we're like family here. This is what it is in this area. No matter what group, no matter what organization, we can't speak highly enough about that. But on to the main event before Kincaid popped in here and interrupted us, which we love. Matthias, the defending champion for well over a year, like you said, Professor. Lucas Chase. We know Lucas is associated with blood, sweat, and tears. He is the current Anytime, Any Gold contract winner right now. He's been on AEW Dark. He's in tremendous shape. Talk about a guy that's jacked, ripped, buffed like shredded wheat. That would be Lucas Chase. Throw in Bloodsaw, the former United States champion of the American, what is it? The American Gothic gone wrong?
Yep.
Is that what all Bloodsaw?
Yep.
And then, of course, the Red Lion, the mentor and the leader of the Battle Academy, Chris Battle, former Alley Fights champion. He is, as you already said, and you didn't kind of put the piss and vinegar into it, the new champion. Chris Battle, the Red Lion, is the new PAPW heavyweight fucking champion. Can you say it like you mean it, man?
I had a couple days to recover, so... from my holy shit, my voice. I damn near lost my voice. Matt DeCourt looked at me and started laughing because I lost my shit and when it happened. Man, I'm happy for Battle, dude, and he stuck around afterwards, and I congratulated him. It's just, I couldn't really say nothing wrong about that match. It was a lot of fun.
to me, an unbelievable fatal four-way. But what I don't like about a Professor is that you can lose the belt as the champion and not even be pinned. What I noticed here at the end of the bout, and I want to quickly get onto that, if you would indulge me, please. Bemuse me. Bemuse me. Bloodsaw with that back cracker on the Red Lion was out of this world. I thought Bloodsaw maybe at that point was going to be your new heavyweight champion. Matias with the swanton on Lucas Chase near the end of the bout. Unbelievable, that which led into the Red Lion with the Red Mall, the mall, as Talking Tommy would say, for the pin. Matias, his flying knees, I've noticed, are second to none. And when Matias gave the flying knee, this is what I noticed. When Matias gave the flying knee to Lucas Chase, he should have pinned him right fucking there. And if he had me as a over 3 decades, and with my experience, I would have said, roll him up, pin him, let's get out of there, defend the title. I'm here to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But he didn't. He didn't do that. Matias didn't do that as the KG veteran. He went up to the top, hit the swanton, and he hit Lucas Chase on it. But that's what set up the beginning of the end for Chris Battle to be your new heavyweight champion. And that's where I saw it right there. He had his chance to retain the belt. Professor, give me your thoughts, because after that, Battle Academy came in. The crowd was explosive. Lucas Chase grabbed the mic to remind everybody about the Anytime, Any Gold. Now you tell me what happened after that, because your broadcast partner here on this very channel, Showtime, returned to PAPW. Let the fans know what happened after that.
I was convinced that Chase was going to cash in if he did not win the belt, and that's not what it happened. He sat there and reminded everybody he would cash it in when he saw fit. And then here comes Marcel Williams. A huge brawl breaks out. Battle Academy is going to work on him. And then the lights go out.
Out go the lights at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, point blank. Listen,
you turn the lights back on, and then here comes the House of Pain, and a huge brawl broke out. Right. Tri-State Kings reunited in Paradise Alley. I'm calling it now.
It was a crazy ending to Point Blank. It really was a solid show. What were there, 6 matches? Yep. It was solid from Bull Dread to Zachariah Gibbs in the beginning to the main event here in the Fatal 4-Way. You know, they ended up, Lucas and the Battle Academy, Lucas Chase and the Battle Academy ended up attacking Matias. Your partner, Showtime, hits the ring. The crowd erupts. As you said, out go the lights. And here comes Nick Payne and Hakim Ali. Their house, their rules again. Another return at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. That's why if you miss Point Blank, or you don't go out and see what the PWZ puts out for this product in this show, you are missing the boat on what happened at Point Blank. And then what happened after that? Tri-State Kings, you have the inside track on that with Showtime Marcel Williams. Perhaps the legendary Tri-State Kings get back together. We know the history of Nick Payne and Hakim Ali, who's perhaps in the best shape of his life right now. I had a chance to talk to the HOP backstage. They have big things going on, not only as talent, but also as owners and story writers and getting into the business of the business. There's not quite a tag team like Nick Payne and Hakim Ali and what they bring to the ring and to the locker room in any organization. And you see the effect that they just knocked over Lord Steven Regal here in the Chaos Line. The House of Pain, 1,000 pounds of pressure per slap. I told them backstage, and I like to break their balls. I like to break Nick and Hakim's balls. I told them, man, if I came out of retirement and was your manager, there'd be no stopping Nick and Hakim with the House of Pain, with the Guardian of Chaos. And I told both those guys, I like to break the HOP's balls. I hope they're not watching this, or go back and check it out on a replay, because I'm an HOP mark. I just don't want to let them admit it, because you know what? They made me pay for my very first House of Pain t-shirt. Talk about a Nick Payne. Wait.
Here he is, Nick Payne in the chat. Hello, Nick. Thank you for tuning in, my friend.
I didn't mean any of that, Nick. I didn't mean to say any of that, Nick. Hakim, I didn't mean that. I didn't know you were watching. I didn't mean to say any of this. I really didn't. I blame it on the Red Bull. Nick,
it doesn't make you think.
Hamina.
Overall, it was a really great night of professional wrestling. I really enjoyed my night. on Saturday night. My kids enjoyed it. They said that, like I said in the beginning of the show, they said that was probably their favorite show they've been to, and so I'm happy to hear that from them. And they really love that main event. They thought the ending was perfect, and you know. And
What's
my oldest son Christian said that he was behind Chase. He really wanted him to win the match.
Well, Lucas Chase is an unbelievable professional. He looks incredible. That's what a professional wrestler is supposed to look like.
Right.
Is the cure of Lucas Chase. That's just my opinion. What's your take on this at the end of Point Blank? Again, a successful night. Mario Mancini, Paul Perez, the Paradise Alley Four, Showtime Marcel Williams, the House of Pain, all of the family, the Zebras of Justice, Matt DeCourt, everybody pulled it off once again. All the media, the fans, what is happening there? And again, I get exuberant now and emotional. People think, oh, the Guardian of Chaos, he's crazy, he's insane, he's back to his old ways. No, I'm not. The passion, the dedication, and being there live again, there's nothing like that feeling of being at a Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling event live. And to be there, an independent show, not like the big time, and get the feeling and the connection with the fans and the talent. There's nothing like it in this business. There really isn't. But before we end up here and we talk about what's coming up, what's your take at the end of Point Blank when you had the House of Pain, Matthias, Showtime, and Bloodsaw all in the ring at the same time? Don't undercut Bloodsaw. What is he doing in the ring there as all the faces of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling? Again, it was a night of returns, a night of new champions. What's your take on that connection?
My prediction
Nothing.
going forward is maybe, possibly, I don't know this for certain, maybe an 8-man tag going down the road. I could be wrong, but I that's just my prediction. I'm hoping to see something like that, a big main event, probably for maybe Power Play or something to that effect, with the all 8 of them in the ring.
What I took out of Point Blank as well, the crowd, the media, the talent, the feeling of a live event in this era and what's going on in 2022, and how the world is in this day and age. And let's give big props to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I just want to throw that out there. But to be there with your family and all that once again was just an incredible feeling, and what these talented athletes go through day in and day out, and what Paradise Alley is providing, and what I took out of the live event and what's coming up. Professor, let the fans know what we have coming up now, moving forward, as we're here in May. What's going on with Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling? Big news besides new champions and the Hispanic Mechanics and Chris Battle.
Next weekend, the 13th and 14th, the double shot for Alley Fights. This will be a TV taping. This coming weekend, tune in. There will be the matches from Point Blank streaming here on PWZ. What else is going on that you know of, Big Daddy?
Well, I do know that the double shot, it is next weekend, the 13th and 14th.
The 13th and 14th, yep.
A double shot at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Talk about entertainment value in this day and age, and being able to take out your family and your friends and the kids and the connection down there. There's nothing like it. And in the shadows of Titan Towers here, in the Constitution State, if you will, there's nothing like it. And fans, I encourage you to get out. It's unbelievable. There's also other events coming up at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling that I know Nick and Hakim are involved with. I believe there's CPW coming up in the area. There's another event.
That's Friday. Yep.
What do you have
this
there,
coming Friday is the Coliseum Pro show in West Haven, Connecticut. Yes. Yep. This coming Friday. I can look it up right here. Like I said, we talked about it last time, you and I. There's an 8-man tournament for the championship. Yeah. And then so it's got, let me see, Brother Greatness, Dan DeMan, Lorenzo Vendetta, Lucas Chase, Kylan King, Flash, Sebastian Cage, and Mantequilla, all in a tournament to determine the very first Coliseum Pro champion. That's this Friday. We will be talking about it probably Friday night, Saturday morning, whichever.
That's unbelievable. Now the double shot for PW coming up next weekend. In June, there's some huge events, and I know we covered it the last time that I made my return to PWZ. It had been 7 months. and to be back here for a second chance so quickly and to cover PAPW. I greatly appreciate that. I'm humbled by that, and I certainly consider it a blessing for everyone out there as well. We have Power Play coming up, and then the big one, Wild Wild West, Armageddon, so to speak, at the Cadillac Ranch on June 29th. What do you have as notes? I know we covered it. We're going to be back, I'm hoping, to preview Wild Wild West at the Cadillac Ranch before we get to June 20th.
That's Wild Wild Wrestling. You got that?
What did I say? Wild Wild West.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So far, no matches have been officially announced, but you're going to see Just Incredible, Kevin Sullivan, Richard Holiday is going to be there. I'm doing all this off the top of my head, so forgive me if I forget anything. Let's see who else. Andrew Anderson, and of course, I'm sure there's going to be more PAPW talent being announced for that as it comes. Yes, Anderson. The Purple Haze,
along with Kevin Sullivan. Listen.
Yep.
Wild Wrestling. This doesn't sound right. Wild Wrestling. Say that through fast. That's going to be an unbelievable show, and the talent that you were talking about. And then we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Point Blank was amazing, and then the double shot alley fights coming up, Professor. It's going to be a summer to behold here in the New England Northeast tri-state area. And it really is. And it's certainly at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and the legends there, and the young lions and the veterans, and virtually running it like a territory almost weekly down at PAPW. I mean, there really is nothing like it, Professor.
That's correct. We've got a lot more coming up. So stay tuned here. We'll be back later tonight as well. So we're going to be talking more about.
So what do you got going on tonight?
Tonight, I'm talking with MIT, 9 p.m. sharp.
MIT tonight? What is your schedule? Yeah. Let the know where they can find you. What's going on?
Well, I didn't get to that yet. So tonight, MIT, 9 p.m. Tune into that. And I believe that shortly after that is Marcel and I believe. So that part has not been finalized. The second part I just mentioned, I'm waiting to hear back. But if not, then it'll be tomorrow night. So I want everybody just to tune in, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This will be up on all audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, all that junk, immediately after, probably in the next 15 or so minutes. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in for your lunchtime PWZ.
Unbelievable, Professor. Thank you for having me here. Thank you, fans.
Always.
Follow me on media platforms, and you know what they are. At Big Daddy GOC on Twitter. Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, it's Jay Brony and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. I cover it all in the IWC. Truth Social, Gitter, Gab, Rumble. Professor, this is what I do. And of course, Guardian of Chaos on the YouTube channel. Live to tape, if you will. Wait. Fuck. We're live right now, right?
Yes, we are.
And then we'll be
not live to tape.
Well.
Nope. We are live.
Wow, we are live, but this will go up and then it'll be taped so you could watch the replay, right?
Exactly. This will be immediately streamed right away.
So for anyone out there that's watching the replay, smash that like button here at the PWZ. And I guess we are live to tape as well. Thank you, Professor.
Give us a review. Give us a review on all Apple and Spotify. That helps us a lot. It helps us making it easier for people to find us. So we appreciate that. 5-star review, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And I will talk to you 9 p.m. sharp tonight. Thank you very much. Have a great day.